Hi, Alan Stratton from Woodturning. I took this wet piece of cherry back in September 27th of 2017 and rough turned it. At the time I had the idea that I would turn it in kind of a shape that I could then cut in half and glue the two halves together and make a different style of bowl. However, when I finished it, I wasn't that happy with the shape, thinking it's probably not that great for it. So when it dried, I would just turn it into a standard bowl. However, in the meantime, it also developed a nasty crack here in the side. So time has passed. It is now dry. I've made notes because I started out and I did not weigh it because it didn't make any sense to. But that was September, and then November 17th it weighed 597 grams. 2 weeks later, 594 grams, so it didn't dry a lot in that period of time. So I waited a month to December 26th, and it weighed 585 grams, still a significant drop. Then, okay, wait another month, 582. Well, is it dry or is it not? And then I forgot about it for a while. So now it weighs 584 grams. It added 2 more grams. I guess today's rainy day had to do it. So I declare this bowl dry and ready to finish. However, now with that crack, I guess I go back to plan A and see if I can make that happen. Let's see how it turns out.
Shortly after receiving this cherry, I ripped it through the pith and sealed the ends with a wax emulsion. Since then, it has been in a plastic bag in the woodshed. It has lost moisture somewhat, but is still wet and will warp. I'm driving a 2-prong drive center into the heart side, then mounting it to the lathe. Now I can rough turn the exterior with my large bowl gouge and cut a mounting tenon for my chuck. Then continue on to shape the exterior. Since this bowl will be left to dry, shrink, and warp, I only need to get the basic shape and round over sharp corners. The final shape will wait until the bowl stops moving. That's all for now. I'm shaping it so I can cut this bowl in half. That's hard for me to do by eye since I have to try to see the profile after it will be cut in half. With the exterior finished as far as I can for right now, I'm reversing the bowl into a chuck so I can hollow the interior. Hollowing does not take long with a large bowl gouge since I'm leaving the walls about 3/4 inch thick. I do touch it up a little with a heavy bowl scraper for the very bottom. To seal this wet bowl, I'm using Tree Saver. It has the consistency of glue and a slight blue tint. I'm painting it on. Before I paint the bottom, I write the date and species on the bowl to keep track while it dries. I'm not impressed with the profile. Maybe I can turn it into a typical small bowl. Since it is not a large bowl, I waited only 6 weeks before weighing it again. 597 grams. Okay, about 2 weeks later, 594 grams. Maybe it is dry already, but it still feels heavy. So I wait another month to weigh it again. 585 grams. It was not dry. Another month, 582 grams. That was only 3 grams, but is it really dry? I need another data point. Then I forgot about it for about 3 months. 584 grams. It gained weight. It must be dry, but it has also cracked. It cannot be a typical small bowl after all. The bowl has warped with the typical humps at the end grain. I'm sanding the rim flat again with my 20-inch disc on the lathe. Now with the bowl pressed by the live center against a faceplate with the live center in its original position, I can work on the exterior again. Did I leave enough wood to accommodate the warp and still get a good result? We'll see. I'm sticking to the original shape plan, trying to remove as little wood on the exterior as possible. I'd rather the center be bigger than the overall bowl be smaller. I also need to true up the tenon again. Then reverse the bowl again for interior work. I hope that crack holds together. I'm hollowing again with my bowl gouge, followed by the heavy bowl scraper. A smaller round nose scraper cleans up the inner corner. I'm also checking to see if the rim is totally flat for eventual gluing. After sanding inside and outside, I'm applying lacquer sanding sealer. The bowl brightens up very nicely. Then take it to the bandsaw to saw it in half, right through that crack in the end grain. I don't need that wood after all. Now to apply glue and clamps before an overnight glue dry time. Since I already cut it in half, I'm trimming off the foot on the bandsaw. Either way would have been fine. Either way, I have to sand the foot area. I'm also cutting out more of the middle. I want the bowl to be more shallow. Now for a lot of sanding, starting with 80 grit. Any final shaping is now with the coarse grit. Then take out the scratch marks with successive finer grits. I'm focusing on the glue joint both inside and outside and the foot area. A dust mask is essential. Finally, sign and apply a lacquer finish. I'll probably buff this bowl to a nice shine. And my bowl is finished. It was only 7 months in the making. No instant gratification here. I had doubts whether it would turn out and almost redesigned it or scrapped it when the crack appeared. But it is finished now and looks great. Not everything that I turn has to be round. From the top and end, this is almost rectangular. From the side, it is round, but how did he turn it? Oh, there's a glue line inside, but still, how did he do it? I'm telling you, but don't pass it on too much. That's it for this bowl from Green Cherry. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe on my website, and tell your friends. Please wear your full face shield. Goggles are not enough protection. I'm Alan Stratton from As Wood Turns. Every week I make a new wood turning video, so come on back next week.